I got hired as a security guard at a pizzeria. The boss just handed me a horrifying set of rules. I thought I found the perfect job. I just had to watch a camera feed for $64 an hour. What could possibly go wrong? I thought it was a little strange that they were paying so much money for such a simple job. But other than the wage and a slightly sketchy website, everything seemed legit. And besides, I needed the money. I just never could have guessed that this job would turn into my worst nightmare. A couple of days later, I got a call from them. They took a basic interview from me over the phone, and they also asked about my health and physical fitness level. The last question they asked seemed a bit out there, but then also fit the position I was applying for. Are you able to work efficiently in stressful and life-threatening situations? I kind of paused at that one. The interviewer asked the question in such a serious tone. I was lost in my head for a moment before the interviewer brought me back to the call with a hello nudge. Yes, I believe I can handle possible scenarios that may occur at the pizzeria. I wasn't so sure about my response, but I really didn't want to turn down such a good offer. Fast forward the next day, I got a call from the man again, and he told me I was chosen for the position. I was super excited for my first shift, but also very nervous. The pizzeria was a 30-minute drive from my house and was in a remote location. The location of the pizzeria made me slightly uneasy. My uneasiness increased when I arrived at the pizzeria. It was an old dark building. I navigated to the parking lot and zipped up my jacket as I stepped out of the car. I felt extremely vulnerable in the empty vast parking lot. There was forest on either side of me, and the only road that led to here was the single big road that I used to drive here. I saw a couple of other cars in the parking lot as well. They were probably the other security guards. I ran to the pizzeria entrance. The inside of the pizzeria was just like the outside. Surely no one visited this pizzeria. I spotted a couple of other people and started walking towards them. They all turned in my direction when they heard my footsteps on the marble floor. They introduced themselves as the other security guards. Their names were Andy, Dylan, and Marcus. We all waited for a manager or someone to arrive, but no one came. It was well past our starting time of 12 a.m. We decided to start our jobs when it was confirmed. No one was going to turn up to tell us what to do. I made my way to the security room while the others took up their jobs. I felt pretty bad for Andy, who had to stand at the entrance, but he was getting paid double my wage. I got myself comfortable in the security room and scanned the 20 camera screens across the wall. I looked around in the room for some kind of manual on how to operate the systems and what everything meant. As I picked up the tattered employee manual, a sheet of paper fell out of it. I picked up the small sheet of paper and began reading it. Essential rules for employee safety on the premises. These rules must be followed under any circumstances. These rules are only for the security room employee. Other employees will get a similar set of rules. Failure to follow these rules will result in injury or loss of life. Do not exit the security room unless it is time for your routine check. Rule 2. No matter what you see or hear, you must not leave the room. Walk around the whole pizzeria every hour. Your walk should not take any longer than 15 minutes. If you do find yourself still outside after 15 minutes, take shelter immediately. If you get a call on the phone in the security room, pick it up. If it is one of the employees that you met earlier, continue talking. Otherwise, hang up quickly. If someone starts knocking on the door, hide in the toilet and lock the door until the knocking stops. Do not open the door under any circumstances. During your routine checks, if you hear crying or laughter, immediately run back to the security room. If you see a dark figure on the cameras or during the routine checks, close your eyes immediately and turn around a corner. Ensure that all the doors are closed. You may see any sort of entity or disturbing occurrence on camera 9. You will be alerted to it by a high-pitched beep. As soon as you hear the beep, stare at the camera without looking away until it turns off by itself. You may see extremely disturbing things on camera, but you must not look away. Good luck. You can now check if there's a part 2 by pressing share and more.